Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the progress. As we can see, there are sliders and progress bar in the progress part. And I'm going to talk about the slider first. In sliders, there are unidirectional slider and bidirectional sliders. In unidirectional slider, we can set the name, ID, tag group number, and the X, Y are the coordinates of the slider. And we can set the width, the height. The track radius is to set the slider bar's curvature. The higher the value, the rounded the corners. And the thumb radius is to set the slider's curvature. The opacity is to set the transparency. And stack is for here. And you can choose to hide the slider or show the slider, or disable the slider or enable the slider. The orientation, you can set the orientation here. You can set it horizontal, vertical. Horizontal flipped is reverse horizontal and reverse vertical. Then here is to set the default value of the slider. And here is to set the minimum value and maximum value of the slider. Events here we can add change event or release event. Change event will execute it when the slider's value is changed. Release event will execute it when you release the slider. And here are some details of the sliders. Here we can set different looks of different status. Here we can set the size of track, the size of slider bar. And here is to set the background. We can change the color of it, or we can set an image for it, or we can add a link. Here we change its color to blue. And here is to change the active part color. Also, we can change the color or add image or link. Here we change it to red. And here is to set the border. Here is to set the size of the border and change the color of the border. Here is to set the shadow type. We can set the shadow join inside the slider or outside the slider. And these four values are to set the shadow's horizontal shift, vertical shift, blur, and the shadow size. And here we can change the shadow's color. Thumb number. Here we can change the thumb color, the slider color. Or we can change it to an image or add a link for it. Here we change it to green. Here is the set offset of the slider. And here is to set the border of the slider. And we can change the looks, or we can change the size and color. And here is to set the shadow type of the slider. These 4 values are the same with I talked about before. And here is to change the color of the shadow. And here we can choose to show test or hide the test. The test is the value of the slider. If we show test, then we can set the font of it. And we can change the size, or we can set it to bold font, set it to italic, or add a line to it. Here we can change the color of the test. And here we can set horizontal offset or vertical offset. And for bidirectional slider, the difference between bidirectional slider and unidirectional slider is we can set a low value and a high value for the slider. Here we can set a low value and a high value for the slider. And the rest are the same.